Okay, folks, let's get into one versus two-tailed tests. So in the previous video, we were talking about things like critical values and alpha levels. And one of the things that we were referring to towards the end of that video was a researcher needs to determine where they want to put that probability, right? So predetermined, they're saying our alpha level is going to be set to P, probability, less than 0.05, which means there's less than a 5% chance that a value that is at least as extreme or more extreme happens 5 or less percent of the time. So what the researchers have to decide is my hypothesis, my educated guess, is it directional? So if it is directional, we could do what's called a one-tailed test. So this basically means that the alternate hypothesis of the group mean will state that the mean of the sample in the experimental group will either be greater than or less than that critical point. In the previous slide, it was 1.96, but it has to be positive 1.96, and this is indicated really well at the top of the slide here. So the researcher could also decide that the mean for the experimental group is going to fall below the mean and is expected to decrease as comparison to the population or in comparison to another group. And they can choose to have the value be at or more extreme than the negative 1.96. So they could put all their probability in the left tail. What a lot of researchers will do is they'll hedge their bets, right? So when they hedge their bets, effectively they're trying to say, well, I don't really know if it's going to be positive and I don't really know if it's going to be negative. So instead, why don't I just split that 5% into two, and I'll put 2.5 in the right tail and 2.5 in the left tail. And that is what a two-tailed test does. It states that there's a difference between the means, but it's not clear whether the mean will be above the plus or minus 1.96 or below the plus or minus 1.96. So the researcher says, I'm going to put 2.5% in each tail with that 5% alpha. So that way I am covered if the mean is higher than the experimental group compared to the control group, if it's lower compared to the control group, or if it's the same. So a two-tailed test is by far the most common way that we do this in statistics. So I hope this video was helpful. In the next video, we're going to talk a little bit more about type 1 versus type 2 error. We'll see you there.